Okay, let's dive in. Think about the furniture around you. That chair, that desk, the sofa. For decades, the way we've made and used these objects has followed a pretty straight line. You know,
Yeah, it's basically take resources out of the ground, make stuff, use it for a bit.
and then chuck it. It's the
Yeah.
classic take, make, waste model. And honestly, the environmental cost is huge.
It really is. We're just chewing through resources and piling up mountains of old furniture in landfills. There's a massive push now, a real pressure to find a fundamentally different way forward.
Right.
And that pressure is driving a really exciting concept, this idea of evolutionary furniture ecosystems.
Okay, evolutionary ecosystems. What does that actually mean in practice?
Instead of static objects that are eventually discarded, the vision is for furniture to become part of these dynamic systems, ones that kind of mimic the resilience and the material cycles we see in nature.
So more like a forest than a factory line.
Exactly. It means designing for adaptability, maximizing resource efficiency, fostering interconnectedness across the entire lifespan of a piece. It's a real paradigm shift.
And a shift that feels like it needs some serious technological firepower to make it real.
Yeah.
It sounds incredibly complex to manage that kind of system.
It absolutely is complex. And this is where artificial intelligence, AI, steps onto the stage as a truly pivotal enabler.
Ah, okay.
AI's power lies in its ability to analyze these vast, complex data sets, optimize incredibly intricate processes, and really drive innovation across the entire value chain.
From start to finish.
From that initial spark of design all the way through to recovering materials at the very, very end of a product's life, it's positioned to be a key driver for transforming the industry towards these circular and symbiotic models.
So our mission in this deep dive is to explore that synergistic relationship head on. We're using the material you've shared with us to unpack exactly how AI isn't just, tweaking the edges of the furniture industry, but how it can fundamentally help build these evolutionary ecosystems. Specifically looking at circular economy principles and these symbiotic production models you mentioned.
Sounds good.
Let's start right at the beginning then.
Hmm.
How is AI changing design itself?
Oh, it's revolutionary. Seriously. AI isn't just a tool for designers anymore. It's becoming more like a design partner.
Oh, partner, how so?
Well, AI-powered tools are fundamentally changing how furniture is even conceived. They can generate entirely new forms, optimize functionality in ways we couldn't really imagine before, and dramatically accelerate the timeline from, say, a sketch or an idea to a viable product concept.
This is where we hear about generative design.
Right.
It sounds almost like science fiction.
It kind of feels that way sometimes. So generative AI algorithms, they can take a set of parameters you give them.
Like what? What kind of parameters?
Maybe desired aesthetics, specific materials you want to use, ergonomic requirements, even structural constraints, load bearing, that sort of thing. And then based on those inputs, it can rapidly produce thousands, maybe even millions of different design concepts.
Wow.
Think of it like a computer brainstorming at lightning speed, exploring possibilities that a human designer, working alone, might never stumble upon. Tools like Midjourney and DALL-E give you a glimpse of this capability, allowing for incredibly fast ideation and iteration.
So it's a collaboration. Human creativity sets the brief, and the AI explores the options.
Exactly. It's a powerful combination.
And it goes beyond just creating radical new shapes, I assume. Can AI also make design incredibly personal, like right down to my specific needs?
Absolutely. It enables an unprecedented level of customization and personalization, and crucially, it can do this at scale.
How does that work?
By analyzing data, maybe information you provide about your space, your preferences, perhaps even physiological data for ergonomic furniture, AI can generate design solutions that are truly tailored to you as an individual. We're seeing platforms emerge where you input your room dimensions, your style preferences, what you need the furniture to do.
Like, I need a desk that fits this corner and holds this equipment.
Precisely. And you get back customized options that fit perfectly.
That same capability sounds like it could help design furniture that isn't just static, but can actually change over time.
You've got it. AI can really facilitate the design of adaptable and modular furniture systems. It helps designers figure out how pieces can be easily reconfigured, expanded, or even scaled down.
So if you move house or your needs change.
Yeah, exactly. To suit changing user needs or moving to a new space, this inherent flexibility promotes longevity because the furniture can kind of evolve with your life rather than becoming obsolete so quickly.
Okay, that makes sense. And looking even further ahead, does AI help the industry anticipate what people will want? maybe before we even know we want it.
That's the power of predictive intelligence in design. AI algorithms can sift through immense amounts of data from all sorts of sources: social media, online marketplaces, search trends, historical sales data.
All that digital exhaust we leave behind.
Pretty much, and it uses that to forecast shifts in styles, popular materials, trending colors, and desired functionalities. This allows manufacturers and designers to get ahead of market demands, enabling proactive product development rather than just reacting to what's already popular.
So they can design furniture that feels fresh and relevant when it actually launches, not like they're playing catch-up.
Exactly right. And another crucial point, AI is vital in material selection, too.
How so?
It can help identify and recommend sustainable, eco-friendly materials. It does this by analyzing their environmental impact across their whole life cycle, their performance characteristics, durability, that kind of thing, and even their end-of-life potential. Can it be recycled easily?
So steering designers towards greener choices right from the get-go.
Precisely. Minimizing the ecological footprint from the very beginning.
Okay, so AI is completely transforming how furniture is imagined and created. But the core goal of these ecosystems you mentioned is circularity, keeping materials and products in use for longer. How does AI enable a circular economy after the design phase?
Right. This is where AI directly supports those circular principles at pretty much every step. In manufacturing, for instance, AI algorithms can analyze designs and optimize production processes to drastically minimize material waste.
Give me an example.
Think about cutting large sheets of wood or fabric. Traditionally, minimizing scrap was this complex puzzle, often done by eye or simpler software. AI-driven nesting algorithms, though, can crunch millions of layout combinations in seconds to find the absolute most efficient way to cut those materials.
So less leftover material ends up as waste.
Exactly, sometimes shrinking waste down to almost zero. AI also powers defect detection systems on the production line. Using cameras and sensors, it identifies flaws in materials or during production very early on.
Preventing that flawed piece from becoming waste later down the line.
You got it. It improves quality control and reduces rejects.
And what happens when a piece of furniture reaches the end of its first life? Or maybe someone just wants to get rid of it. That seems like a huge bottleneck for circularity.
It is a huge challenge, and AI offers some vital solutions here for material recovery. Imagine trying to manually sort through discarded furniture with all those mixed materials: wood, metal, plastic, fabric, foam, glue. It's incredibly difficult and labor-intensive to separate those components for proper recycling.
Yeah, I can picture that mess.
So AI-powered tools using machine vision, essentially giving robots or sorting machines the ability to see and identify different materials, could potentially automate large parts of this process, making the separation of materials much more efficient.
Okay, so the robots can tell the wood from the metal from the plastic.
That's the idea. AI can also assess the condition and quality of returned or end-of-life furniture. It might analyze things like structural integrity using sensors, or look for wear patterns with vision systems. This helps determine if it's suitable for reuse, say in new furniture components, or if it needs refurbishment to extend its life, or if it's really only good for breaking down into raw materials for recycling.
It also sounds like it could help keep furniture in use longer just by making it easier to repair in the first place.
Absolutely. That's a key part of extending lifespan. If, a chair from 10 years ago needs a new leg or something, finding exactly what model it is and sourcing that specific component can be a real nightmare for the average person.
Totally. You usually just give up and buy a new one.
Right. But AI-powered tools, perhaps using image recognition from a photo you take, could identify specific furniture models quickly. This makes it much easier to locate and source the correct spare parts, which directly facilitates repair and prolongs the piece's useful life.
And we're seeing these new business models pop up, like furniture as a service or phase, where you essentially lease furniture instead of buying it outright. How does AI fit into something like that?
Face models are inherently more circular, aren't they? Because the ownership usually stays with the manufacturer or a service provider, it gives them a strong incentive to make durable, maintainable products that last.
Makes sense. They want their asset back in good shape.
Exactly. And AI significantly enhances the efficiency and scalability of these models. By analyzing data on how the furniture is being used, maybe through sensors tracking wear and tear, or just usage patterns.
Like how often a chair is sat on.
Potentially, yes. Or movement data for office furniture. AI can use this to predict exactly when an item might need maintenance before it breaks or when it's nearing the end of its useful lease life according to the expected wear. This enables proactive servicing that extends the product's life cycle.
And logistics must be complicated too. Getting furniture back, cleaning it, sending it out again.
Hugely complex. AI is crucial for managing those logistics, coordinating returns efficiently, scheduling inspections, cleaning any necessary repairs, and then redistributing items. It helps optimize the whole flow. Plus, it can even personalize FADUS offerings by understanding individual or company needs based on usage data, ensuring those furniture assets are utilized as optimally as possible.
Okay, so AI helps close the loop for individual items. But you also mentioned symbiotic production models. That
Yeah.
sounds different. Waste from one place becoming raw material somewhere else. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, industrial symbiosis is a really fascinating concept. It's like trying to create mini ecosystems for industry. The core idea is that the waste stream from one manufacturing process, or even from a completely different industry altogether, can become a valuable input, a raw material for another process.
So one company's trash is another's treasure, literally.
Pretty much. In the furniture world, this could mean using wood scraps from construction sites, textile waste from the fashion industry, or maybe reclaimed plastics from packaging.
And AI is the matchmaker, the one connecting these different streams. How does it do that?
Precisely. AI is instrumental in making this happen effectively, especially at scale. It can power these sophisticated material matching platforms. Think of them like digital marketplaces. They intelligently identify and connect sources of available waste streams from all sorts of industries.
Not just furniture.
No, definitely not. From construction, manufacturing, maybe even agriculture. It connects these waste sources with the specific material needs of furniture manufacturers. By analyzing detailed production data, the exact types and quantities of waste being generated across different sectors, AI can pinpoint potential symbiotic matches.
Like connecting a sawmill's leftover sawdust to someone making particle board. Or maybe a factory's plastic offcuts to a company that needs plastic for furniture frames.
Exactly those kinds of connections. The source material mentions examples like the company Imeco using recycled plastic bottles for chairs, or Cartel using waste from coffee capsules. Now, while these specific examples might have started before widespread AI application in that exact context,
Right, they show the principle.
exactly. The source highlights how AI's capability could optimize and scale up such initiatives now. For instance, AI could analyze the precise quality and structural properties of reclaimed wood to see if it's suitable for a specific furniture part, or analyze the different types of plastic waste to ensure compatibility for molding new components.
It could even analyze the composition of those coffee capsules or textile fibers?
Yes, to determine their suitability for use in new composite materials, and maybe optimize how those materials are processed and integrated into the furniture supply chain based on their specific properties.
So AI's predictive power isn't just for design or maintenance. It seems to be shaping the entire future ecosystem. How else does AI prediction play a role?
Oh, predictive intelligence is absolutely fundamental to making this transition towards true circularity work smoothly. Take demand forecasting. AI algorithms analyze historical sales data, broader market trends, online searches, even social media sentiment, along with granular customer behavior.
All that data again.
All that data to generate incredibly accurate forecasts of future demand for specific furniture items, styles, or features. This allows manufacturers to optimize their production schedules and inventory levels with much greater precision.
Which means less waste from overstocking or making things nobody actually wants right now?
Exactly. You reduce the energy and materials wasted producing excess inventory that just sits there or gets discounted heavily. And machine learning means these predictions get continuously better over time.
Okay, so better forecasting. What else?
Well, this precision extends right into the supply chain itself. AI offers powerful tools for optimizing the flow of materials, and that includes both virgin resources and recovered or recycled materials from their source to the factory, to the customer, and back again if necessary.
How does it optimize that flow?
It can identify the most efficient and sustainable pathways, taking into account transport costs, carbon footprint, supplier reliability. It can also predict potential disruptions in the supply chain, like shipping delays or material shortages, allowing companies to react proactively. And it optimizes logistics, like planning the most fuel-efficient delivery routes for trucks. This is critical for both bringing new materials in and managing the reverse logistics of returns and end-of-life recovery.
And predicting issues not just in the supply chain, but with the furniture itself. Or maybe the machine's making it.
Yes, predictive maintenance. That's a cornerstone of extending the useful life of assets, both the furniture and the manufacturing equipment. AI-powered sensors can be embedded in furniture pieces or placed on factory machinery.
What do they monitor?
Things like vibration, temperature, usage cycles. They continuously monitor the condition and use AI to predict when maintenance is needed before something actually breaks down. This prevents costly failures, reduces downtime, and extends the operational life of both the furniture that's out there in use and the complex machinery making it.
And does that data feed back into making better products?
Absolutely. That's a crucial feedback loop. Data gathered through this predictive maintenance, knowing which components tend to fail or wear out fastest under real-world conditions, feeds directly back into the design process. It informs engineers, allowing for design improvements that increase durability and longevity in future versions.
It really does sound like AI touches almost every single part of this evolving furniture ecosystem.
It absolutely does. AI is optimizing the entire value chain to support circularity and these symbiotic relationships, and it even enhances the user's interaction with furniture, the customer experience.
How does it improve the customer experience?
Take visualization tools. AI-powered virtual reality or augmented reality apps allow you, the customer, to place a piece of furniture virtually in your own home before you buy it. See how it fits, how it looks with your decor.
So you're less likely to buy something that doesn't work when it arrives.
Exactly. This leads to much more informed purchasing decisions and, importantly, reduces returns. Returns are a huge logistical and environmental headache in the furniture industry. AI can also provide personalized recommendations for durable, suitable furniture based on your stated needs, your space, maybe even your past purchases.
And maybe help with information.
Yeah, even relatively simple AI chatbots can provide instant information 24/7. Answer questions about sustainable material options, explain the company's end-of-life take-back programs, or help troubleshoot assembly.
You mentioned returns being a headache.
Mm-hmm.
And managing those returns is something you highlighted as a challenge for FAVAs and circularity in general. Does AI help specifically with that reverse logistics part?
Massively. Reverse logistics managing products coming back up the supply chain is inherently complex and costly. AI can really streamline this process by analyzing data on returned items. What condition are they in? How old are they? What model is it? AI can help predict their potential resale value or determine the best path forward.
So decide whether to refurbish, resell as is, or break it down.
Precisely. It can optimize the collection routes to pick up returned items efficiently. And then, back at the return facility, AI can power sorting systems, maybe using that same machine vision we talked about, to quickly categorize items based on their condition. Is it suitable for refurbishment? Can it be resold immediately? Should we harvest valuable components like metal frames or specific parts? Or does it go straight to recycling?
And keep track of it all.
Yes, AI systems track this returned inventory precisely, ensuring these valuable resources are processed efficiently and channeled back into the value stream rather than just ending up in a landfill. It maximizes value recovery.
Okay, but none of this truly works in isolation.
Yeah.
Right? You need all the different players in the chain, designers, manufacturers, retailers, recyclers, even us consumers talking to each other somehow.
You're absolutely right. Collaboration and information sharing are completely non-negotiable for a functional circular ecosystem. You need that connectivity. And AI-powered platforms are key to enhancing this communication and data flow.
How do they do that?
Well, one emerging concept is the digital product passport. AI can help create, maintain, and analyze these. Think of it like a permanent digital ID card for each piece of furniture.
What information would it hold?
It could track its materials, what exactly is it made of, its manufacturing history, repair records, its entire life cycle journey. This data is incredibly valuable for enabling better recovery, refurbishment, and reuse down the line. Someone receiving an old chair knows exactly what's in it and how it might be disassembled.
That sounds powerful.
It is. And beyond individual products, AI can also analyze aggregated data from all these different stakeholders, anonymized, of course, to identify new opportunities for that industrial symbiosis, for sharing resources that might not be obvious just looking at one company's operations. It can spot patterns and potential connections across the entire network.
So AI is clearly this incredibly powerful engine driving potentially massive change. But transforming an entire global industry like furniture, that must come with some significant challenges, surely.
It absolutely does. There are definitely real hurdles to overcome. On the technological side, for starters, you need access to huge volumes of high-quality data. AI systems thrive on good data, and if the data is poor, incomplete, or siloed, the AI won't provide accurate insights or reliable predictions.
Garbage in, garbage out, basically.
Pretty much. Systems also need to be interoperable. They need to talk to each other across different companies and different stages of the value chain. And building the robust AI infrastructure required is a significant investment in itself. Establishing industry-wide standards for data formats and processes is also crucial, but often difficult to achieve.
And then there's the economic side. The upfront cost must be daunting for many companies.
Economic considerations are substantial, no doubt. The initial investment in AI technology, setting up the necessary infrastructure, and critically, training people to use these new systems effectively requires significant capital. Companies, especially smaller ones, need clear metrics to demonstrate the return on investment for these AI-driven sustainability initiatives.
But there is a potential return.
Oh, absolutely. The counterpoint is the potential for substantial long-term cost savings. These come from optimized resource use, drastically reduced waste, lower energy consumption, and increased operational efficiency throughout the value chain, plus potential new revenue streams.
What about the impact on people, on the workforce? Does AI mean fewer jobs in furniture making or recycling?
That's a critical social and ethical consideration and one that needs careful handling. Automation enabled by AI will change job roles. It could potentially reduce the need for certain manual or repetitive tasks, like manual sorting in recycling facilities, for example.
So job losses are a risk.
It's a risk that needs proactive planning. It necessitates significant investment in workforce transitions. Upskilling and reskilling programs are essential to train people for new roles that involve interacting with, managing, or maintaining these AI systems. The focus shifts towards different skills. There are also ethical concerns around data privacy, especially with personalized furniture, and the risk of algorithmic bias creeping into decision-making, which needs careful governance. Responsible AI deployment is key.
Okay, so significant hurdles: tech, cost, people, ethics. But despite those challenges, the opportunities this whole shift unlocks sound potentially enormous.
They really are transformative. Companies that strategically embrace AI-driven sustainability and these circular models stand to gain a significant competitive edge. They can appeal much more strongly to the growing number of environmentally conscious consumers.
That's a big market driver now.
Huge.
Yeah.
They can find new operational efficiencies, foster entirely new kinds of collaborations across the value chain, like those symbiotic partnerships we discussed, and ultimately unlock markets for entirely new products and services within this evolving ecosystem. Think refurbishment services, advanced material recovery, data analytics for circularity.
So, pulling it all together then, AI isn't just an incremental upgrade like a slightly faster machine. It really is a fundamental enabler, isn't it, for building this more sustainable and efficient future ecosystem for furniture.
That's exactly it. It impacts everything: how furniture is designed, how it's produced, how it moves through the world, how its materials are recovered at the end, and how everyone involved collaborates and shares information. It's systemic.
And to truly get there, to realize that potential, the industry needs to tackle those challenges we talked about head on.
Right. It means making the necessary investments in technology and data infrastructure, ensuring data quality and figuring out interoperability standards, planning for and investing seriously in workforce training and transition, and fostering a culture of collaboration and data sharing across the entire chain.
It sounds like paving the way for a future where furniture operates on true circular and symbiotic principles is a massive undertaking.
It is a massive undertaking, but it offers this dual benefit: not just environmental responsibility, which is critical, but also the promise of long-term economic prosperity through innovation and resource efficiency.
So, a final thought to leave our listeners with. Imagine furniture that could maybe tell you its own history, or suggest how to fix a wobble, or even help find its next home or its next use when you're finished with it. How might AI fundamentally change our relationship with the very objects that fill our homes and structure our lives?